All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Yasin Karatay. I'm a senior research manager at Cambridge University Press and Assessment. I am from Turkey. Um, I did a lot of English language teaching in Turkey and in the US, so I can say that my teaching experience is really kind of impactful in my research agenda. So, yeah, what you're going to see today is kind of a connection between the research and my classroom experience. So that's me in a nutshell. I just want to say welcome to our webinar. In this talk, I'm going to be just talking about AI, and we're going to dive into AI and explore artificial intelligence and its potential impact on English language teaching. So whether you are new to technology or you're looking to deepen your understanding in this field, this session is kind of designed to make AI approachable and also relevant to your teaching practices. So let's get started. Oops. All right. Let's look at the outline for the first. We're going to start by discussing what AI is and how it fits into teaching English. And then we will look at how AI can help with writing and speaking in English. And then I'm going to show you how it works through a live demonstration of talking with an AI, basically. And we will finish by discussing what AI might bring to our kind of teaching in the future and give you some key ideas to take back to your classroom. I'm going to start by talking about how we can understand if an artificial intelligence is actually intelligent. So the Turing test, I don't know if you have heard of this one before. This test is the original kind of so-called test for artificial intelligence, basically. So the image you see here on the left side kind of shows how this test works. Let me just go through step by step what happens. So the A is the computer and B is the human taking the same task, and C is another human who is the evaluator but doesn't know which one is computer and which one is human. So if C, the human evaluator, cannot tell if it is a machine or a person, then the computer passes the test, and we can call it intelligent. But artificial intelligence is a very broad term. So let's look at it in a little bit more detail. Imagine AI as a big umbrella that kind of covers different ways that machines can mimic our abilities. So under this umbrella, we have something called machine learning, which is where machines learn from data. And going deeper, there is deep learning, kind of a machine learning approach that is kind of similar to how our brain works to make just more complex decisions. And lastly, we have generative AI. So in this session, I'm going to be focusing on generative AI specifically because this is the type of technology we can use for our classroom-based activities and exercises. So this type of AI is kind of what we use to create new content. It could be text, images, or even music or videos. So for us in education, this means that kind of tools like ChatGPT, for example, can help us in creating interactive and personalized learning experiences. So we're going to be diving into this topic, and I'm going to show you how you can use these technologies in your classrooms later on. So this brings us to the question, what is generative artificial intelligence? Generative AI is kind of all about creativity because it learns from lots of existing data, could be texts, images, or videos, and uses this information to create new or kind of similar materials. You can think of this as a very kind of smart tool that can generate new content based on what it has already seen, basically. So how can we use it in language education? So that's the question we will be dealing with today. One way of using it is creating interactive conversations. So for example, imagine your students practicing dinner conversations in a restaurant abroad, or they're preparing for a job interview in English. So we can do all of these through role plays, right? So, for example, generative AI can help with creating these kind of tasks, and I'm going to show you a demo in the second part of this talk. So, this kind of technology provides us with a safe and kind of controlled environment for language practice that they can do anywhere, anytime. So that's the beauty of this kind of technology. Another way is to analyze language patterns. So generative AI can assist in learning, could be writing skills, for example, and it can provide instant feedback, especially on students' essays or assignments, helping them kind of learn the correct language usage just quickly without waiting your feedback. So and another kind of advantages of this kind of technology is generating educational content. So what do we mean by that? Most of the time, I'm sure we need our kind of teaching materials specific to our students' needs, right? And generative AI can create stories and exercises or even tests that include kind of specific vocabulary and grammar structures that you're teaching in your classroom or that your students are learning. So that's a very kind of great advantage of generative AI. And I strongly believe that it's going to drive technological innovation in teaching. Why do I think so? Because beyond just creating content, generative AI can act as a personalized tutor who can offer individualized support to each of your students based on their kind of unique learning pace or learning needs. So to summarize, by integrating generative AI into your teaching, you can offer kind of more personalized and engaging and effective learning experiences. So let's now see how this can be implemented practically in your classrooms. AI is not just about technology. It's about supporting real educational needs, and it can help students not only just learn but also connect emotionally with the material and kind of develop confidence in their language abilities. I want to show you some examples, some specific AI tools that I think it's going to change the way students kind of engage with language learning in the very near future. So chatbots is the first one. So these are the tools, kind of the AI-driven tools that kind of interact with students in real time. So students can practice their, for example, conversational skills. And conversational AIs, which is kind of similar to chatbots, but they can do more complex interactions. So I'm going to show you an example of this one today. So you know how it works and what does it sound. And automated writing evaluation, this tool, this kind of technology provides immediate feedback on students' writing. Also, it highlights areas of for improvement and suggests corrections, right? And we're gonna talk about this in a little bit more detail in the writing section. And machine translation helps students understand and compare languages. And to be honest, this type of technology is getting better and better every day. And finally, automatic text generation. This can produce text examples, exercises, or even entire kind of learning material, which is specific to the needs of your classroom. Let me now focus on writing skills specifically, and what kind of AI tools there are for writing. Just to kind of just to summarize or reiterate, the AI-assisted tools that are used to improve writing skills are automated writing evaluation, machine translation, and automated text generation, among all others. So we're not gonna talk about all of these. I'm sure I didn't put many other technologies tools over here because we don't have the time for that. But I'm going to focus on one specific thing, and then and see how we can use it for our classrooms. And these technologies have shown kind of promising results in providing learners with personalized feedback, improving language accuracy and fluency, and enhancing the overall writing experience. Among all these technologies, I'm going to focus on one type, which is the automated writing evaluation, or I'm going to call it AWE from now on. So AWE basically refers to computer technology to assess and score written texts. So you or your students can use this type of technology, for example, to receive feedback on a piece of writing. It could be an email, it could be a paragraph or an essay or a longer essay or a piece from an article. And this can be used for high stakes writing assessments and as well as to support writing improvement in classrooms. And one example of such technology is Write and Improve, which was developed here at Cambridge. Some of you might have heard of it or used it before. But we're going to put the link in the chat so you can take a look at it too. So what is this? This is an AWE tool in action, which can be used for everyday classroom activities for second language writing. For example, when students submit a report or a paragraph or an essay on different topics, they receive instant and actionable feedback. For example, in this one, the overall feedback is, as you see here in this red box on the top, on the bottom right side. Great, your writing level is B1. Now try to improve your writing to raise your level and use the feedback to revise your writing, then click check again. So the feedback could range from grammar corrections to, for example, suggestions on how to improve their arguments. So they can refine their submissions iteratively, right? Another example for the AWE technology is large language models that I mentioned, for example, earlier, like ChatGPT. So how does this type of technology work? That's the question. Well, it basically uncovers or tries to understand the relationship between words and then generates a kind of human-like text based on this relationship. It also learns language patterns, grammar, vocabulary, and even the context within the texts. Let me show you one example here. So this is how I interacted with ChatGPT to get some feedback for my writing. This is just a very basic example, but I'm gonna show you a couple of kind of tricks as well. So what you see here is my prompt, which is the thing that I want ChatGPT to do it for me. So here I said, act as my writing mentor and provide feedback on my writing. And remember that I am a second language learner and focus on grammar, vocabulary, organization, and coherence. And here's my writing. So then I just copied and pasted my text over there. So the important thing to know here is basically the prompt. So you need to be very careful with how you talk to the AI. So that's very, very important. Why? Because there is this term called garbage in, garbage out. I don't know if you've heard of this one, but it means basically if your prompt or question to the AI is not so good, you're not going to get a good response either. So one good strategy is to assign a role. For example, in this case, I told the AI to be my writing mentor, right? So then to be as specific as possible and see how it goes. and then based on the responses you get, you can just refine your prompt like you're talking to the AI. So let's see the feedback I got. I'm just showing a part from the whole kind of set of feedback that I received. So just the organization and coherence. First, it gave me an overall comment or feedback for each category, as you can see in these red boxes. For organization, for example, it says, your report is well organized with a clear intro body, and a conclusion. For coherence, it says your report is kind of coherent with logical flow from one section to the next. To extracting the transitions, here's what you need to do. And then it came in more specific feedback to improve kind of each specific aspect of my writing, such as, for example, consider adding subheadings or use more direct reference to the previous content, such as, and then it gives the corrected version. So what you see here is just a piece for each category. I had more items on different aspects too, like I said. And most of the time, I should say that the feedback I got was actually really good. Not all the time though, which brings me to the next topic, which is how should we approach this feedback in our classrooms? So in terms of the success of AWE in second language writing classrooms, research suggests that this is related to the kind of the accuracy of the feedback you receive from the tool. What I mean by that is if we as language teachers believe that there are kind of huge problems with the accuracy of feedback, we're not willing to integrate it into our classroom teaching. We're not going to use it, basically. Same goes with the students as well. If they believe there are problems with it, they're not going to use it. But the technology in this field is kind of advancing very fast, I would say. So these tools are getting smarter and smarter. So I think it's going to be less of an issue in the future. And as for the kind of advantages, it could potentially reduce the workload of language teachers. How? Basically by providing automated feedback, especially on lower level writing skills such as spelling, grammar, and sentence structure. And it could allow teachers to focus on higher level kind of aspects of second language writing. For example, content development or critical thinking, right? I guess the main takeaway for you so far is that the AWE feedback should not replace teacher feedback because students perceive teacher feedback as crucial. They want to see it, right? In other words, students will see the most benefit, especially when AWE feedback is kind of combined with your feedback, right? So I'm going to pause here for a moment before I move on to the next section, which is speaking, and I'll ask you two questions. I'm going to pull out the poll we created for you. I'm really curious about your opinions on using AI in classrooms. So the question should show up in a second. You just need to click on your answers. If I can manage that, let me see. Question 1, yes. All right. So the first question is, to what extent do you believe AI can improve traditional language teaching methods? Significantly, moderately, slightly, no improvement at all. 52. Okay, I think it's kind of stopped. So I'm going to end the poll here. 53. I'm going to share the result. So 70% said significantly, 26% said moderately, and 4% said slightly. So I'm glad that everybody kind of said somehow this is going to be useful for us in the classroom. So it's going to improve our traditional language teaching methods this way or another to a kind of varying extent. Nobody said no improvement, which is great. I'm going to pose the second question over here. All right. Would you consider using AI tools in your teaching if enough resources and training given for you. Definitely yes, probably yes, maybe, probably no, definitely no. I'm not gonna use it anymore. Okay, almost 70. I'm gonna stop here. Because that's kind of the majority anyway. I'm gonna end the poll, share result. All right, that's great. Like 81% said definitely yes, 15 probably yes, 4% maybe. Nobody said no, which is great. That's wonderful because this is now kind of what we are doing, right? This webinar is kind of a resource for you to use in the future. So I'm happy. I'm very happy with this kind of results. Right, I'm going to stop sharing now. Let's go back to our presentation. Right, thank you very much. Let's move on to the speaking. So I'm going to show you the AI-assisted English language speaking tools, especially one tool. I'm going to show you a demo of it. So how does this type of technology help us in and outside the classroom? Kind of some of the current technology tools, especially in this context, are chatbots and conversational agents or conversational AIs, and they allow learners to engage in meaningful conversations to improve their proficiency in the target language. They can be a potential partner for practicing speaking. I see it as a very valuable thing, especially thinking about when you think about that there are limited resources for your students who are living who are not living in for example English speaking country. It's really hard to find a person to practice English with, so this kind of technology can help us with that. And finally, they can reduce second language speaking anxiety. So I'm going to come to this topic again in the second part. So then the question is, what are those technologies? And like I said, I'm going to focus on one type of it, as I did in the writing one, which is conversational AI. So I'm going to first describe very briefly what they are and how they work. And then I'm going to show you an example that I designed for my PhD study. And then I will show you some comments from my students who actually used this AI and interacted with it, and we will see how they felt about that. All right, a little bit of background for the conversational AI technology. So they are computer-based applications designed to interact with humans through natural language conversation, which is the language that I'm doing right now. I'm using right now with you. It's basically coming from artificial intelligence and human-computer interaction disciplines, and it's everywhere. Actually, we see this technology in many areas, such as customer service or healthcare, and most mobile phones have this technology. So kind of most of us are carrying this technology in our pockets. So the question is, what is the relevance of this technology to language learning and teaching and assessment? So we're going to explore this question today. So just, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I'm going to show you how it works in a very simple way. So they basically go through a 4-step process. So first, we have the user, or our students in this case, saying something to the computer, right? It could be a response to the question, for example. And this audio response is first transcribed and converted into text. And this part of the system is kind of basically determines the meaning or intent of the response as well. And then it sends this information to the brain of the system, which is called dialogue manager. So this part makes the decision about what to say next, and sends this decision to the next part, which is called natural language generation part. And this part converts this response or decision to speech or audio so that we can hear it. So and it sends it to our user or our student in this case. So all these kind of chain of events happen in milliseconds, so very fast, right? But the question is, where can we use this technology in our classrooms? Which tasks or what type of tasks can we use it for? Well, one interactive task that can improve our students' communicative competence is role plays, as I'm sure most of you are kind of trying to implement this type of task in your classrooms when it is possible. We know that role plays are kind of closer to naturalistic interaction, which is like real life interaction. In other words, it can kind of simulate the target language use or real world communication. But if you are teaching a class of 20 or 30 or even more students, it is very difficult to administer such a task for all students and then provide feedback for all of them, right? You have to miss the majority when you want to give the feedback, even hear them acting. And another problem is the interlocutor effect. So what do I mean by that? Interlocutor is the partner, the other partner, when we pair up our students, right? So the proficiency level of each pair could impact the other pair, which in turn impact the success of the role play task at the end. So the question is, can technology help us with these issues? Well, the answer is yes. And I'm going to show you how conversational AI can simulate a real-world task like this one. So what you're going to watch in a second is a conversational AI in action in a classroom-based assessment context. So I designed this computer-based tourism English test as a part of my PhD thesis before I joined Cambridge. If you ever thought it's kind of a similar course before, this kind of task might be familiar to you. It's a telephone simulation between a receptionist, who is the test taker in this case, and a hotel guest, who is the computer. So the test taker is a tourism English student who is supposed to have professional tourism English knowledge, right? That's why he's in that role. And the test taker, the student, needs to deal with this difficult customer, I mean the computer, who is reporting a problem in their room. Let's watch it. I'm gonna play the video in a second. Just bear with me, please.
Hello, I'm calling from room 125. It is very cold in my room. I set the temperature to 24 degrees, but it doesn't go up. It looks like the air conditioner is not working.
We are terribly sorry for the problem.
Thank you for your understanding, but what about the air conditioner issue? It is very cold.
I can send you a technician for air conditioner.
I don't want a technician to come to my room right now.
For right now, have you tried to close your windows?
I actually tried opening and closing the window in my room, but it did not help at all.
Maybe.
All right, so you got the idea. The task goes on like this for 2 minutes, and then the computer accepts the offer eventually, and the conversation ends. All right. A little bit of rationale for why I developed such a computer-mediated test. Research suggests that we can use this kind of technology for teaching and assessing speaking skills because it can kind of simulate real-world conversation, especially in dialogic speech. And it can elicit various aspects of interactional competence, such as turn-taking, making offers, apologizing. It can elicit task-appropriate speech samples so that teachers can give feedback later on. And it offers practical language learning opportunities because there is no human partner needed, and students can do it anywhere, anytime. But the question is, how would you as a language learner feel about talking to a computer? And would you prefer a computer or a human partner? Well, several researchers have kind of asked this question, and it looks like the preferences are split, with half of the people preferring a computer and half of them preferring a human partner, and each for different reasons. For in my study, Karatay 2022, in the last section of the slide, some test takers preferred a computer because they thought it was kind of easier to convince human, but the others felt the computer acted more realistically, so they preferred kind of computer in that sense. So let's see some of those comments from students who talked to the AI that you just watched. For example, one student said, this was my first time experiencing such a thing. I took the test in my dormitory room. I was talking to a real person. They thought I was talking to a real person from a different country. And another one said, a high-level student, the computer was a little bit stubborn, but I'm guessing that's how the system was designed. So she played her role very professionally. In terms of the impact of such technology on their learning, one student said, with only grammar, you can do little. If I knew that I would have a test like this, I would find all possible ways to practice my oral skills. Another one said, we have a general shyness against speaking in English in this country, and such technology might reduce our anxiety and boost our motivation to speak in a foreign language. In terms of authenticity of the task, one student said, at one point when I was stuck with offering a solution, she said, you have ruined my vacation. This was very real and impressive. Another one said, this was my first time speaking English in such situations, but after a couple of tries, I got used to it and found myself trying to convince the lady. So this is very important, because at some point, it doesn't matter who or what you are talking to, AI or human. What matters is you engage with the task and you just speak, which is important for our students, right? Let's look at the future. Looking ahead, I guess the future of AI in ELT seems to be promising to me. We can expect more personalized learning opportunities. In addition to that, it can also give real-time feedback for immediate improvement. There is also potential for combining AI with other technologies, such as virtual reality. We have already started to see emotion recognition technology integrated into AI systems, where AI can understand the speaker's emotions. One example was just released last week from OpenAI. Maybe some of you have already seen that. So some key takeaways as we wrap up. I'm going to just highlight the most important points for you. So we should remember that the goal of AI in education is not to replace the teacher's role, but to support them and improve the traditional methods of teaching, right? And we have seen several ways of AI can kind of make our classrooms more dynamic and responsive to students' needs. For example, interactivity, like conversational AI tools, which can kind of provide students with additional opportunities to practice speaking in real scenarios. And personalized learning and instant feedback, or just other two kind of affordances or big advantages of AI that we can make use of in our classrooms. So how do these advancements change the teacher's role in this AI-driven world? Well, I believe that the teachers are now expected to maintain control over how AI is used in the classroom and keep up to date with the latest developments in AI education technology. So some kind of final words. I think this is a fertile ground for further research and development, and I believe it will revolutionize English language learning, teaching, and assessment. So that's the end of my presentation. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening. I think we have some time for the questions. I'm going to go and see what questions we have in the Q&A box. Oh, we have some. me read it first. Oh, how Christina asked, how would you apply AWE in a classroom with, I guess, 3 students, making sure they do not ask the AI for a perfect text? How can we ensure a good use for this tool? That's a very good question, because once the ChatGPT became a hype and around the world, I think every institution was trying to figure out how can they better integrate this technology. Should they ban it? Should they integrate it? So one big suggestion that I know is we need to change the assessment methods that we have been doing since forever. So you cannot just ask students to just go and write this 3-paragraph essay on this topic. If you do that, they're gonna go and ask ChatGPT because it does it in 1 second. So why would they spend some time on coming up with all the ideas and writing all the things by themselves? So I don't think it's a good idea to keep all the kind of assessment methods that we have been using so far and just bring in AI. We need to change some things. So one thing is that I saw, you purposefully ask your students to use ChatGPT to produce this text and evaluate the quality of that text and provide some feedback and make sure the content is right, because sometimes large language models are hallucinating, which is making things up. You can ask your students, make sure the text is right that you got from ChatGPT. So they need to know how to talk to ChatGPT, and you can design an assessment task or an assignment or a homework where they can kind of practice their conversation with an AI. So that's one way that comes to my mind. Okay, I'm going to read another questions. Okay, Irina asked a very interesting question. Do you think AI will take over the world, or at least take over the teachers? That's a fair question. I think that everybody is asking the same question, no matter what. I mean, it is not just about teachers, and any profession. I think they do the same thing. My opinion, that's my personal opinion. It's going to change some things. Maybe it might just erase some available jobs right now, but most of the time it's going to change the nature of the jobs rather than erasing them. For example, as a teacher, like in my last slide, my last couple of slides, I said your role as a teacher is going to change. So you're going to be more of a kind of a rather than lecturing, giving the information, because they have AI to get the information in 1 second, and you cannot compete with AI in terms of information giver kind of capacity, because it knows everything and more than we do. So rather than information giver, you can be a controller, where you control how AI is being used in your classroom and how your students and AI can interact with them. Are they going to replace us? I'm going to refer to one of the CEOs from one of the big tech companies that I don't remember the name. He said AI is not going to replace teachers, for example, but the teachers who know how to use AI will replace the teachers who doesn't know how to use AI. So that's why one suggestion is to, I guess, improve your technological proficiency. What I mean by that is basically familiarity with AI tools. So we need to know what's around. We need to know that there is no gap between between us and our students. We don't want to do that, because they know that there is this AI driven world out there. Maybe they were born into that that world. So ignoring that fact is not going to help us. So we need to close that gap rather than expanding the gap or making it bigger by banning things or by just ignoring all the technological advancements. So one suggestion is just know what's happening and try to understand how can we bring this kind of technology or information into classroom. So that's a very important kind of skills that I would suggest that all of us, including myself, it is very difficult, to be honest, to keep up with the technology because every day is changing, and it's going to change. I mean, even if you say just okay, stop here, these big tech companies, they're not going to listen to us, so they're going to keep kind of developing things, and we're going to see more advancements. So we need to be aware of them, so we can better kind of make use of them. So that's my honest kind of personal suggestion. Anonymous attendee said, if the whole point of learning a foreign language is to interact and communicate with other human beings, what is the point of learning a foreign language if AI can translate whatever you say in a second and students choose to talk to a machine? This is a valid question, and this is a question about, are we going to be replaced by AI when people don't feel like they don't need to learn language? It's a fair point, but my kind of honest, my humble response to that is, I think people who knows a language will be more valued in the future, more than the people who doesn't know any language but they just use AI to translate wherever they go. So I think knowing a language is going to be still and talking it without using any technology is going to be still valuable for now, to be honest. In the future, I don't know, it might change. So anyway, I need to stop here. Thank you for listening to me.